Yeah.
Can't find the way.
Yeah.
And Brenna's mic. I was like, oh, no, I saw it. I was like, I saw you move this. I'm like, there it is.
All right, everyone. Good morning. It's Thursday, so tomorrow is Friday. So let's not try to turn this Thursday into a Monday, because we should all be happy because we're so close to Friday. I'm going to call the docket. Please let me know you are here. And after I call the docket, then I'll call the list of the persons who are in custody. Michael Rosas. We're starting out bad today. Jacob Minchow. Thank you. Alejandro Black. All right, thank you. Thomas Early. Thank you. Rodolfo Del Bosque. Thank you. Bruna, I always feel like I can speak Spanish when I pronounce that name. You know, I think I put the right accents where they belong, you know. Xavier Griffin. Xavier Griffin. Corwin Campbell. David Marino. Anthony Delgado. Anthony Delgado.
I'm present on that, girl. I didn't know if he was out on bond or in custody.
He's on bond. At least that's what it shows on my docket.
I haven't had any comment.
All right, we'll see where we are. Patricia Perez. Patricia Perez. Laura Botello. Laura Botello. See, Bernard, that's what confuses me. Now, see, that name has two L's,
Yeah.
but it's not a Y sign sound.
Yes, it is.
No, yeah.
It is? Oh, how do you pronounce it?
Botello.
Botello. Well, thank you, Mr. Schaefer. You're always bringing knowledge. I appreciate that. And Henry Peterson.
Who's president, counsel, Your Honor?
Thank you. Mary Shepherd. Mary Shepherd. James Lawrence. Okay, James Lawrence. Uriel Sanchez. Victor Fernandez. Thank you. And Lamont Curry is this afternoon. All right, the people who are in custody are Victor Ramirez, Nicholas Gonzalez, Ricardo Martinez. Thank you. Kia Embry, Omar Madison, Maple Hughes, Rolando Garza, Xavier Rodriguez, Justin Gonzalez, Justin Perry, Brandon Benavides, Joe Contreras, Carlos Vasquez, Jesus Monreal. Shirley Martinez is supposed to be by Zoom. John Torres, Alejandra Almazan,
I'm present on that, Your Honor.
thank you. Donnell Ward, thank you. Fabian Vega, Esperanza Moreno, Benito Garcia, Juan Garcia. All right, these are the rules of the court. I try to keep the well of the court as least congested as possible. So attorneys, just grab the file, whatever your client's name is, and just set it down at the prosecutor's desk and then take your seat. They will take you in order that they receive the file. Trust me, no one will skip over anyone unless somebody desires to be skipped over. Then the sign that no one pays attention to, that's right on the side, you just ask the clerk to hand me the file, then take a seat, and I will call you in the order in which you'll appear. So today is Thursday. Everyone, let's be nice to each other because tomorrow is Friday. And I do believe it's Brendan Lopez is not here, but I think it's his birth month. And it's my brother's birth month. So happy birthday to the August people, Brenna.
And Deputy Law.
Oh, Deputy Laura. Okay, so it's her birthday today, everyone. So we're gonna make her job.
It's next week.
It's next week?
Yeah, but it's her birth month.
Hey, but it's your birth month. We celebrate the entire month here. So everyone, we're gonna make her job easy today. We're not gonna say, I'm waiting for my client when no one told her to get her client. Okay? All right, everyone confirm.
mental exposure on Scram. So that's in reality my understanding of what's going on. Mr. Peterson, if you want, the judge may have a question for you, but
Yes.
May I speak for you?
Yes.
Okay, when Scram called me on the people that monitor this device, the lady that I spoke to, when we first spoke to her, her phone was gargling going out. She called me right back and then asked me what I was doing on the 8th, which is the day that they say I had a violation.
Mhm.
And I told her I was repairing tires I explained the chemicals I was working with, but the lady that I spoke to.
I'm sorry, could you speak up a little bit?
Yeah,
And everyone, could you whisper, please?
The lady that I spoke with on the phone said it's not a consumption, but it shows them around a lot of alcohol, that it's on the skin.
Mhm.
And which the chemicals I work with, I had explained that when I got the scram device, that will set that machine off. And it's gonna do that every time I patch tires and fix tires with the equipment that I have to do. My stepbrother's with me today. He was with me when the lady called me on that and said it was not a consumption. I've been trying to get hold of Officer Juarez, and because I called him immediately that day, and he told me the same thing. It's not a consumption, that I wasn't drinking it, but there was alcohol noted on my skin. Just like they said, it can be lotion or anything, but I explained, it's not lotion, it's not that. It was the chemicals I used.
All right, and so he's doing UAs?
He's doing UAs as
I
well.
do
Judge.
UAs as well, ma'am, and I've never failed anything.
All right, state.
Your Honor, I did take a look at the violation report. It did look like the VAC was consistent for almost several hours, that it was consistent at 0.07. Is that part of that? 0.075.
0.75, yeah.
It doesn't sound consistent with consumption, but then again, I don't have enough knowledge to be able
Yeah.
to say that wholly. It sounds like it stayed pretty much almost entirely consistent the entire time. Because the some clues to what he's saying.
Okay, why is Judge Melissa Skinner listed on here?
I just noted that as
That
well,
was-
Judge. I don't know.
When I had originally went to court years ago, Melissa Skinner was in the same,
Okay,
that was back in 2013, 14.
The only question to say would have, Your Honor, is it was there a UA that was done around that time period that could confirm whether or not it was consumption?
That would definitely answer the question.
I always ask for UA, and I asked my officer today, if I leave here, I have to go download the scram again. And tomorrow morning, I have to go to the UA.
all right, we'll continue to monitor it. All right, and where are we on this specific case?
I think
We were set
We-
early September.
September
September.
6th. is
Okay.
trial.
All right, we'll be back on September 6th, and I'm assuming that's a jury trial?
Yes.
Okay, all right, we'll be back on September 6th. I'm going to ask that they continue to monitor you, but just make sure that you always take the UA. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor, and I do my UA.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
It's right here. Oh, this one. Okay, sweet. I just thought it like. Your stuff on top of it. My drive to from there. My. I'll shoot. I think we'll do the right back.
Are you-
Yeah. No.
He's not on board. Okay. All right, thank you.
Yeah, no, I mean, I have to, but it's not, so that file just. It's gonna work very well. Baby. Hey,
All right, who are the parties on Victor Fernandez?
no.
So where are we on this payment plan?
He's currently paying, he's ordered to pay 1,600. And we're just asking for a reduction of the monthly amount to $800 for now. He will still pay off the full amount, but Judge, right now, he's working only with the income of a handyman, which is from $2,000 a month to a max of about $2,800 a month. And so, and that he's working full time. And on the weekends, he's working with his helicopter company, which is not providing any income now, but we believe in good faith
Mhm.
that he's gonna be able to pay that lump sum amount way before the end of the 10-year deferred adjudication period, Judge.
Okay. All right, I will tell you, in my notes, I had that he was supposed to pay $400 per week. So now we're down to, you say 800 per month?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right.
Thank you, Judge. Maybe excuse.
Yes, your excuse. Just check in with probation and let them know that he's allowed to pay the 800 a month.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, unless something makes me for notes. And that's fair. The only other thing I was gonna ask is like, so 426 is when you job offer.
All right, Deputy Laura, can you make sure the jail has that Zoom link?
I remember.
Because they're supposed to be Shirley Martinez by Zoom. Thank you.
We were in trial back to back. And then the last one, it's going to happen. I mean, I knew lots of had offers. Well, I'm filing. My client. Yeah. Really, it's for accomplishment. So, okay, I just want to make sure like, I know it's every, and then, after the fund of it, we talked, and someone tells her, do you have to talk about it? It was Marina, I call her Miss Austin, which are. Yeah. Oh, this is. You can read it. So, do you want to? Okay. And she shall also be convicted. Okay. And then. Okay. Yeah, I don't think all that relevant to what happened to the actual. Yes.
So she's a drunk. People who've gone through traumatic event.
Well, except that officers, she's all the one adult officers who are possibly trying to help her. So I don't know that it's really a true for her as much as it is. She has issues that are maybe out there. She filed. Children come from my her. I feel like any incident involving a people. Their relationship. Her relationship. It absolutely.
Yes.
Ms. Thomason, who I'm appointed to, informed me that she's desirous of wanting to hire a lawyer.
All right.
So we'd like to see if we can reset the case to give her something to do.
Yes, we need to get the file from the clerk.
Thomason, Alexandra. And she's present. Apparently she's out on bond.
Okay.
The one on James.
Just give me a moment. I need to answer an email.
Oh, okay. So what do you feel?
Just I have
You're like, it's not a priority for y'all right now. I get it. It's not, makes sense. It's not
Okay.
important. And just mention on here, just. And so that's. just request.
Alejandra Alzamon. Hello.
Yes,
Hi. So you're gonna hire an attorney?
yes, please.
When are you gonna have this attorney?
I want to get my affairs together because as of right now, I'm like on monitor, so, I used to work, so I just need to get back to work,
Now, my only question for you is when are you going to hire an attorney? That's the question.
maybe it's gonna be like about 2 months, if that's okay.
No, I don't set past 30 days.
Okay, well, that'll be fine.
All right, this will still be your attorney? Have you
that's-
spoken to him?
No, not since the first week, and that's why he's been like, out of respect, just to say it straight out, like, he's denied all my mom's calls, and, I didn't know I had court today until she finally got a hold of him like a day before.
Well,
And-
here's the thing. Let me ask you a
Yes, ma'am.
question. And I'm not trying to interfere with your relationship with your attorney,
Of course.
but how old are you?
Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna be 25 in October.
All right, so you're an adult,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
Do you make your own decisions?
Yes, ma'am.
Then why does your attorney need to speak to your mom about when your court date is? He's supposed to speak to you.
Yeah, he hasn't came to see me to let me notify me anything. So
Well, no,
that's-
he's not going to come to your home to notify you or anything. And when people are released from custody, you need to let your attorneys know. Your attorneys do not have a crystal ball. They do not have a system where they look you up and see that you've been released. And you're an adult. Your attorney doesn't need to speak to your mom to tell your mom when your court date is, unless your mom is his client and she has to be in court. Your mom doesn't have to be in court today. So he doesn't need to tell your mom that you need to be in court. He needs to have a conversation with you. So if you want to confer with him now, he's here, the state's here, your file is here. Otherwise, I will give you a reset to hire an attorney, but you're only getting that time. And when you come in, if you don't have an attorney, then you don't have an attorney. This will be your attorney.
There's no way I could, and is there no way I could get another court appointment? Because I'm not like I said, I respect everything that you say.
Here's the thing, no. And this is what I try to tell people by court appointed attorneys, right? Your attorney is here. The state is here. To the state, do you have the file on Alejandra Almazan? It's 2022 CR 7545. All right, so they're going to have your file brought down here. But this is what people need to understand when they have an attorney, be it an appointed attorney or a retained attorney. I've done both. Your attorney's job is to speak to you. Your attorney's job is not to call your mom and tell your mom when your court date is. That's all on you, because your mom doesn't have any charges.
Yes, I've tried calling him from the free calls in Bexar County
Mhm.
and everything. That's what I'm saying. I only saw him.
Let me just tell you,
Yes,
calls
ma'am.
from the jail from Bexar County, they may be free to you, but they're not free to the recipient.
Okay.
So when you call somebody, a call from Bexar County Jail is like calling collect. Somebody got to pay for that. And I know people are too young to remember collect calls. My mom does, because I would call her collect all the time in college. And you know what a collect call means?
Yes,
It means that somebody's paying for that call, but it's not you because you're calling collect.
yes, ma'am.
So when people call from the Bexar County Jail, that call is not free.
Yes,
And I know they went up on the prices for that. I don't know what the price is, but I know it's not free,
It's free. It's free.
It's free to you.
Sunday. Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay.
but it's not free to your attorney. It's not free to your mom or anyone. So they're going to bring the file down
Yes, ma'am.
and he's going to get a chance to confer and he'll be able to talk to you.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Okay, I would just like better communication if that's okay. Like, I'm really not trying to fight it. It's just.
Well, you
I
guys going
want
to communicate right now.
Yes, but I didn't know I had court till early yesterday.
All right, then that's on you because you need to know when your court date is.
But I wasn't notified. I keep asking when I was incarcerated, I kept asking the kiosk, any information.
All you had to do was call the 187 district court and say, hey, when is my court date? Can you file this? We're not done.
Okay. I'm
All right.
sorry.
No, there's no need to apologize. Sometimes, communication is not there. And once people understand, then I think everybody can get along better. So now you understand that it's on you to be on court. Now you understand that it's not your attorney's job and it's not in his job description to call your mom and let her know when your court date
But
is.
see, I was incarcerated. I just got unincarcerated yesterday. So I just got out of custody.
Well, I'm glad you're out.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
your attorney's going to confer with the state, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, regarding this case too, there is some additional discovery that I'm probably gonna need in the form of body cams and videos.
All right, well,
So I'm
let's,
probably gonna ask for a reset, just 30 days either way.
okay. Well, let's wait till they bring the file down and we'll all confer and see what's going on.
Okay.
Thank you. All right, we're here on Thomas Early. All right, have y'all had a chance to confer on this?
We have, Judge.
All right, so I guess you guys are going to jury trial, is that correct?
That's in conferring with Ms. Sawyers today. Her client has declined to take the estate's offer, and so.
All right, so we're going to jury trial. Then just give us a moment. When Ms. Ferguson is here, we'll give you a jury trial date.
Perfect, Your Honor. And as you can see, I did file a request for a speedy trial today, and I do have an order just requesting a setting for that.
No, we can hear this now.
Okay.
Basically, you're asking for a speedy trial, right?
Yes, and just a setting, and it, I was just having an order that attaches to that if you need it
Okay.
to give the setting.
I mean, well, there are murders that come before your case, but okay. Brittany, you ready?
I'm ready.
Court is calling 2022 CR 2944, State of Texas versus Thomas Early. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Michael Villarreal, state.
for the defense?
Jody Sawyers.
And are you Mr. Early?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so defense has filed this motion requesting a speedy trial. State, have you had a chance to review the defense's motion?
I haven't. I don't think either of my co-counsel have been able to review it. From talking with Ms. Sawyer, she told us about the motion and that she's just requesting a trial date. And so we have no objection to obviously being set for trial.
All right, just so the record is clear, I read the defense's motion and the defense was under the assumption that all these dates that are listed in here were trial settings, and they were not. On April 27th, that's listed in the defense's motion. On April 27, 2022, that was so that I think that was the first time both parties had conferred and the body camera was missing. And they wanted the body camera for an incident that was before this instant case. So that body camera was related to a different instance. That's what the court has in the notes on the docketing sheet. And as everyone know, I write everything on the docketing sheet. So then we came back on May 26th because there was still issue in getting the body camera from a previous incident. But all discovery with regards to this specific case, I was informed that all discovery was received, but the defense wanted the body camera from some previous incident. The court doesn't know what that previous incident is, but it was requested. Then we came back on June 23rd. And on that date, the state was to present an offer to the defense. The state presented an offer on June 23rd. We were to come back on July 28th. So on the June 23rd date, it was just to make sure that everybody had received all their discovery. And then the state was to present an offer on July 28th. The state presented that offer, and then the court set a plea deadline date for today, which is whether or not you were going to accept the state's offer. And I'm being told that you are not accepting the state's offer. Is that correct?
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, so your plea deadline date has expired. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case. The court will only accept an offer that's open to the court. The only exception to me accepting a plea bargain agreement is for good cause. Do you understand?
I do.
All right, so what I'm going to need to know is that body camera from the other case, has that been taken care of?
It has, Your Honor, we have received it. And we'll be filing election of punishment today as well.
All right,
That will be to the judge.
all right, and let me see. And Ms. Ferguson, I'm gonna need the jury trial date for Mr. Early. How long do y'all expect this trial to last? How many anticipated witnesses?
Judge, I think this would be a pretty standard assault family choking case, so I imagine that here, if the court is working under its normal operations where we have a full day of testimony, I don't anticipate that we could finish all the testimony in one full day from the state.
I think it's a 2-day testimony trial, and then however long we take to pick the jury. But with our witnesses, I think it will go into a second day.
I can do September 6th.
Okay. All right, we're gonna put it on September 6th.
Fantastic. Thank you, Your Honor. I appreciate
welcome.
that. We'll get that election of punishment.
All right, thank you. And do you know if he were found guilty, who you would be going to for punishment?
Yes, the judge.
All right, I won't be the judge.
Oh, okay.
It will be Judge Her.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Okay, yeah, I just
I'm
want to
not
make sure
jury.
you know.
Yeah, that's fine. I just meant it's not jury. We're gonna go to the judge if we get to punishment.
Okay, all right, thank
so
you.
much.
You're welcome.
You can have it. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna make sure you have it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, let me write on their jury trial.
Is that how it's connected? It's just it's already.
Yeah.
Final chance to Judge Jacob Minch. Okay, so. Yeah, we're just gonna confer with the judge real quick on it.
Yeah.
I can reach my back on.
No, we could.
Hello, all right. Jacob Minchow, where's Mr. Minchow? Oh, come on forward, Mr. Minchow.
I don't have any papers or anything. It's just some-
Here, is it hot in here?
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry, I only have one fan.
I'll take it.
Brenda, it's like the movie, I only have one life to give. All right.
Jody. Oh, I have, okay.
All right, what is happening with this case?
Judge, about 30 days ago with Ms. Sparks, we've reset this thing on 30 days for weekly testing and proof of employment over the last 30 days. Our client has complied. I think the state wants to see about giving it another 30 days just to see that he's continuing to maintain progress. And if he does, then we're looking at a pretty quick resolution. And if not, we'll be before you.
Well, here's the thing, I don't want to continue to keep this open.
I don't know.
So,
I talked with probation. I think their thoughts are maybe 30 days, maybe too short a baseline based on the substance abuse that's alleged in there. Provided we come back in 30 days, I think we'll know one of two options is going to happen.
so I mean, what are we trying to test here?
Inpatient and
Well, here's the thing.
Done safe, signed up already, so the recommendation was to your extension was safe. And so here's to so I don't know if in the 30-day period we can really say whether she's absolutely gonna stay in compliance or not. I think we take an additional 30 days. We can avoid filing a new MCR.
So why don't we take care of this now? And I see what page everybody is on, and why don't we do this? We take care of it now, we extend him. Of course, if he is completing everything, you know, the defense can always come in and ask for early termination, and we can do weekly UAs or whatever testing you guys are doing now. And then if something happens, then a motion to revoke can be filed. But I don't want this to remain on the docket because we're trying to make sure that somebody stays on track, because who's to say after 30 days, he's on track, and then 2 weeks later, he's off track.
I think our just fear judges because he has a job, he has a child that he's supporting now, just born after the violation. And we just want to make sure that he's able to continue to support his family.
All right, well, I mean, we can hear the motion, he can continue doing what he's doing, and then if he violates, then if you violate, then a motion to revoke will be filed. If it's in the proper format, it's going to be signed. You're going to be taken into custody wherever you may be. And then either you're going to make bond or you're not going to make bond. And then you will be right back here. All right. So are parties ready to proceed?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We can still go. I did this right on my machine.
Oh, I'm so sorry. You need something?
Well, my computer just crashed.
Oh, I'll wait for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe because I turned on my fan and there's too much,
I think this one's on its last leg.
everything in the 187th is on its last leg. Yeah. For for my birthday, could I please get the electric equipment in here to work?
Yes.
Am I asking for too much? Could I get some AC? That's, Britta, that's what I want for my,
I'll
For
do
my-
what I can to make that happen.
See,
All
that's
right.
why I don't celebrate it. Mine was last week and Olivia Newton-John on that day.
So- all I'm asking for my birth month is I would like some AC in this courtroom that we've been waiting for since 2019. I would like the chairs to have some cushions.
Yeah.
One of the chairs is broken, that's in the jury box. I'd like that taken care of.
The white noise.
I like the white noise back.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are just a few things I'm asking for. Yeah,
Yeah, that is what you.
yes, that is. Brenna, maybe I'm asking for too much out of life. I don't know. But these are the simple things I request.
Okay, I'm back up. I don't know what happened.
All right. Court is calling 2018 CR 7733, State of Texas versus Jacob Menchow. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Rumor for the state of Texas.
For the
Ryan Howard for
defense?
defense, Your Honor.
And are you Mr. Menchow?
I am.
I'm sure you was entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision and state's motion to supplement pending motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review those documents with your attorney? Did you understand them?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you the same Jacob Emil Menchow who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2018 CR 7733 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams on May 2nd, 2019 for a term of 2 years and extended for a total of 1 year? Is that you? State.
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 2, on or about the 19th day of August 2021 in Bexar County, Texas, the defendant Jacob Emil Menchow did then and there fail to submit to drug testing as directed by the court officer, supervision officer, and or a duly authorized agent of the court in violation of condition number 2.
How do you plead to that? True or not true? State.
Judge, we waive the remaining condition.
All right, did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 2, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
I do, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 2?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 2 true, and based upon the conversations that was had off record, court will deny the motion, alter and amend conditions to extend for 2 years. And do we want to do weekly UAs? Is that what we were doing?
I believe if it's IOP, Judge, then that will be weekly UAs for how long?
90 days, Judge.
Okay. Weekly UAs for 90 days. And I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court. And we'll see if usually they're able to work with you a little bit on your job schedule. What are your work hours?
I'm off Wednesday and Thursday. I work 10:30 to 6.
All right, we'll refer him to felony drug court. And here's the thing about felony drug court. Maybe your work hours will work for them, maybe it won't. If the work hours don't work, just let the court know. But you need to be honest with them and tell them about your drug issues. And you need to be honest with them with your work schedule. Okay, so it may not work for him because of his work schedule. Usually when I send people over for felony drug court, if they offer it, and you reject it, we have issues, but I understand about your work schedule. So be sure to let felony drug court know if he's not going to be able to participate because of his work schedule, to put that in. Oh, Michael. Oh, that is off the record. That's why your computer crashed. You know, it's telling me it wants to restart.
Well, I don't know.
I'm going to say snooze. We'll see how long it'll let me snooze. So just have them put in a notation, unable because of work schedule, as opposed to he said no. All right, so you have children? How old are they?
7 months. I have one.
All right, so 7-month-old pretty much runs the household. You need to be someone that 7-month-old can look up to. So you're gonna have to make sure you do everything in order to be in the child's life. You understand? All right, is there anything else from either side?
No, you're all right.
All right, good luck to you. And we're out the record. Mr. Powers, I think you can tell him what books the child should be reading.
370, I got a few more.
Thank you, Judge.
Oh, and you and your son should watch On Borrowed Time. It's with Lionel Barrymore. It's a black and white, but it's so good.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yes.
Okay, I was about to say, yeah, that's a good one.
And my mom told me to watch this movie. I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. It's from the 70s. It's called Murder by Natural Causes.
I've never heard of that.
All right.
I've of course heard of On Borrowed Time. That's a great one.
Oh, it
But
is.
My favorite with Barrymore is still Captain's Courageous. That's the one I can't wait for him to get old enough to understand.
Yeah.
So,
Have a good one.
and Manuel's like, Nellie's like, why are we watching this every year? It's because
It does. And On Borrowed Time is just so great.
it too, I think.
Yes.
Do you read Sedaris?
Yes.
His newest one is really.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
Happy go lucky.
Okay.
Let me know when you finish.
All right, thank you. All right, Fabian Vega. All right, where are we on his clothing situation?
Judge, we personally delivered the clothes. The county has it closed.
Okay, why are you whispering? It's
No,
like EF, Brenda, it's like EF Hutton. Do you remember the commercials from EF Hutton, or are you too young?
I may be too young for that.
Yeah, with EF Hutton, you would have everybody talking in a restaurant, and then somebody would whisper to somebody and they'd mention EF Hutton, and then everybody would stop. And they're like, when EF Hutton talks, people listen.
Yeah.
So he's whispering like EF Hutton, I can't hear.
Okay,
All right,
how's this?
that's awesome.
All right, my understanding is that Bear County Sheriff's Office forgot to dress him out today.
No. They didn't forget to dress him up today. I just want to know if the clothing was delivered, because we had an issue over clothing exchange.
Yes, the clothing was delivered.
All right. So you have your clothing. And are you planning on wearing clothing, or do you still want to wear the orange outfit?
No, man. I want to wear clothing.
Okay. All right, Miss Ferguson, when is their trial schedule? And the state said they're proceeding on the murder case.
Give me 1 second, please. I can do for September 13th.
All right, so we're gonna come back on September 13th. That's gonna be your jury trial day, okay?
All right, thank you, Judge.
And make sure that you are dressed for trial. All right, is there any other issues on this case that need to be taken up?
Judge, their motion is in limine, but I think we can do that on the 13th.
All right, and here's my other question. I'm trying to see, do I have an acknowledgement of discovery on this case? Yes, I do. All right. So is there, and this state on Mr. Vega, you tendered an offer, is that correct, Mr. Jimenez?
Were we tendered an offer?
Yes.
Yes, we were.
All right, and Mr. Vega, are you rejecting that offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so your plea deadline date has expired. And we will see you on the 13th for jury trial. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Thanks. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me write in there that he has his clothes.
That's right. Then he comes out. Then you have-
Call this morning. I was Julie at the hospital. I'm waiting for proof, so I just want to approach the judge, tell her what's going on.
All right, who's here on Ricardo Martinez?
I am, Your Honor. Good morning.
Good morning. Where's Mr. Martinez?
It's in the jury box.
All right, Mr. Martinez, come on up. All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 5069, State of Texas versus Ricardo Rocky Martinez Jr. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense?
George Schaefer for defendant / probationer.
All right, and are you Mr. Martinez? Showing you a document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Are you the same Ricardo Rocky Martinez Jr. who's placed on deferred adjudication in 2020 CR 5069 for the offense of possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, on February 22nd, 2021 for a period of 5 years? Is that you? State?
Violated condition number 5 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Ricardo Rocky Martinez Jr., did then and there failed to report to the supervision officer as directed for the month of April and May 2022 in violation of condition number 5.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
State waives all other violations.
Any objections to the state's waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 5, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, and sentence you up to 2 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine? Did you understand? And I'm sorry, that's 2 years in the state jail facility. Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 5? Court would find violation of condition number 5 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Your Honor, it's an agreed revocation, 200 days in the Bexar County Jail.
All right. So why should I do a 1244? What has he done on probation? Has he done anything?
Judge, he apparently did some original reporting. Most of his violations, he had some positives back in 2021, and other than that was failed to.
All right, Mr. Martinez, why should I sentence you to the Bexar County Jail instead of sentencing you to 2 years in the state jail facility? Oh, no. I mean, you're telling me what you should do, but I'm asking you, why should I follow this agreement? I mean, everybody knows what they should do once they're caught, right? Like if somebody is caught stealing at the store, then their thing is like, I know I should not do that. I know you want the agreement that's been negotiated. I'm trying to figure out why I should do it. I mean, you had responsibilities beforehand. Like, why didn't you report? Let me have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you need to speak up. Lower your hand. What's your name? All right, so why didn't you report?
Because I didn't have time to get there.
You're whispering.
I didn't have my help to go.
How old are you? What's wrong with the VIA bus? I used to take the VIA bus. I was an attorney taking the VIA bus. I don't know why people act like the VIA bus is some sort of, it's an embarrassment to take. I enjoyed taking the VIA bus. As a young attorney, I had a lot of clients that I got from riding the VIA bus. I don't know why people make a big deal about transportation. You know what transportation, the purpose of it is? To get you from point A to point B. My motto is, I don't even care if I'm riding in a beat up car. It's just, when I turn it on, does it start? Will it get me from point A to point B? So what do you mean nobody could get you where you needed to be? You're 32, you're an adult. You're whispering.
I couldn't get there because just not frequently on the bus.
I'm sorry, I can't hear a word you're saying.
Frequently on the bus, I didn't want to get there.
What did you say?
I was not frequently on the bus, so I didn't want to get
So how do you get around in your life?
there. That's family members, friends, and different places.
That makes that, what you're telling me makes absolutely no sense to me. I can tell you right now, if you're on probation for 5 years, there's a reason why you're on probation for 5 years. And you haven't done absolutely nothing on probation. I'm not giving you a pass. Because you haven't done anything. The number one thing is to show up to report, and you haven't shown up to report. That's the easiest thing to do. So. What should I do with you?
Hoping that I can be able to take care of that. It's my responsibilities out there.
What do you have to take care of?
My days, if I don't come back out there, I lose everything.
Why do you think about that beforehand?
Because I want to do like I'm living because there is one that has.
So your concern is just your place where you live. What is your other concern?
Freedom.
Oh, everybody's concerned about their freedom when they're in custody. So what were you doing in the time you were not reporting? You keep whispering. I know that when you talk to your friends, you don't whisper the way you're whispering. So you're staying at home. You say you don't have any family. So who was coming to visit you?
Friends that should be around.
So basically what was going on in your life, what I'm hearing from you is that you and your friends were probably using drugs and you're not reporting. Is that what was going on? All right. He hasn't done anything. I mean, I can tell you right now, I've given people 1244 even when the state hasn't asked it. But that's for people who've actually done things, for people who have a reason for why they didn't do things. You basically have no reason for not doing what you done. I just had someone in here the other day. They didn't report. You know why they didn't report? They didn't communicate with the court, but their mom has cancer. And so they were trying to take care of their mom. That's a reason. Now, should he still have called? Yeah. He still should have called in, but that's the person I gave a 1244 to and a judgment satisfied. But you have absolutely no reason for doing what you've been doing other than basically you're busy doing drugs with your friends.
Judge, I believe the report indicates that his mother died in November of 2020, after he was put on probation. That's part of the reason he went back to.
So this is what I will do. I'm going to give you a choice. Sometimes I can give people choices, sometimes I can't. But here's your choice. One, I can continue you, and you're going to get help for your drug problem, try to get your life in order. If you don't get help for your drug problem, life is not going to go well for you, more likely than not. Or I can revoke you, and I will send you to the state jail facility for 180 days. Let me just tell you about the state jail facility. Even if you have 200 days at the Bexar County Jail, they will still pick you up and process you at the state jail facility, and they will release you from the state jail facility. So those are your two choices. Either you're continued, I'll try to work with you so you can get your life in order to hopefully stop using drugs and become a great citizen, or either I will send you to the state jail facility for 180 days and give you credit for any time served. So those are your two choices.
May I explain to him?
Yes.
If you take this. Judge, I think he would like to continue on probation.
All right. So I'll deny the motion, alter the main conditions to include a referral to felony drug court. We can do a TAP evaluation in case felony drug court doesn't accept him. You need to be honest with felony drug court about your drug use. Okay, so it does no good to have a home and have things, and I say material things, if you're not alive to enjoy them. You understand? Because at the end of the day, when we die, nobody's gonna be able to have their home buried with them or cremated with them. You understand? So we're gonna do felony drug court TAP evaluation. And you to continue with everything else I previously ordered for you. And does your client need a MIC evaluation, or does he just need to see a counselor?
Judge, I think he just needs to see the counselor to see if he'll qualify.
All right. So can we do Center for Healthcare Services? His mom passed and he sort of needs to deal with that. And if you're accepted in felony drug court will accept you with, help you with that. You understand? This is your chance to do better. All right. Otherwise, when you come back here, if you get another motion to revoke, you're going to be right back in orange and I'll see you again. And I'm writing on the docketing sheet everything that we've discussed. Okay. All right. So here's the thing. You're going to remain in custody for your interview with felony drug court because it is Thursday. They'll probably end up interviewing him on Monday. So you're not going to be there for 2 or 3 weeks. They'll have you interviewed and everything by next week. Okay. And he's to remain in custody for this.
Your Honor, is he staying in custody for the TAP evaluation as well, or just the drug court evaluation?
He's staying in there for the TAP evaluation. But if he's honest with felony drug court will accept you and they'll do their own TAP. But if you're not honest, then they're not going to accept you. You're going to remain extra time in there for the TAP evaluation. Do you understand? So whatever your drug of choice is, you just need to lay it bare to them. Some people want to pretend they don't have an issue. You got to be honest with them in order for them to help you. Do you understand? All right. If there's nothing else, good luck to you. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yes, please.
Oh, which one?
Xavier Rodriguez.
Thank you.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Brandon, I hear it's your birthday. It's not. When was your birthday? I mean, there are celebrations abound from your wife on Facebook.
No, I think it was a repost from 10 years ago.
Okay.
Something you had done 10 years ago, one of
Yes.
those, yeah. So
Okay.
she just reposted it.
Well, hello, friend.
Hello, hello.
All right, Ms. Kell, do you need to speak with your client?
Yes.
All right, I'll send you to breakout room number 1.
Your department.
Ms. Martinez, please go to number 1. Court is calling 2021 CR 0253, State of Texas versus Michael Rosas. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record?
Ryan River for the state of Texas.
Brandon Lopez for Mr. Rosas. He is not present, Your Honor, that's why I'm approaching the court.
Okay.
My office got a call this morning from his aunt and himself that he was being admitted into the hospital. They said they had called the court. I said, I need some sort of proof. I can't just go tell a judge that you're in the hospital and we'll be done with it. So I'm asking the judge to, or the court to hold off on any possibility of issuing a bond forfeiture so I can get proof and present it to the court.
All right, so we'll recall this for 1:30.
Perfect. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. I can't believe that's been 10 years.
I know, I can't do it.
Time flies, right? I'm gonna have to, you know what, let her know. I'm gonna repost something about you.
And Judge, I did the 1:30.
Mhm.
I'm taking one of my daughters to the dentist at 1:50.
Okay.
I'm gonna work on getting that ASAP. Would it be sufficient if I were to send
copy of?
Yes,
What do we
just
have to
email
take?
it.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
And if you have it before then.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Corwin Campbell,
100 black.
all right. Hello, Mr. Campbell, why were you not here the other day? On August 16th?
August 16th.
Mhm.
I told him not to be here.
Why?
I reset the case and I have a notice that was reset to the 18th.
I didn't reset it.
This is what I got after I contacted the court on August 10th. I had a seminar in Austin for judges. And I got this notice on August 10th. Saying it's
Who
reset
reset it?
August 18th.
I told you to come in on day 18.
Okay, so here's the thing. There are not to be any more resets unless I know about the reset and I agree to it. Does everybody understand? All right, can you recall the warrant on that? So where are we on this case? Have you conferred with the state?
Yes, I have.
And where are we?
This is an incident that allegedly occurred on September 13th of last year. The indictment was May 9th this year. Mr. Campbell was arrested on July 27th. He had no idea he was charged for this offense and I was charged on July 29th. I filed a pre-trial motions this morning. So the next date I would like to do a discovery.
All right, who's the state on this? Yes.
Oh.
Hi. So where are we with this case? Have you conferred with the defense?
Judge, we've been conferring. Michael's emailed me, I would say, often about this case and issues or questions, and so we've been discussing it. I haven't officially made an offer yet. I've been looking into the issues that he's addressed. So far, they don't appear to lead to a resolution, but I guess we're trying to see where we're at.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset?
The 19th.
All right, we're coming back on September 19th. September 19th. And you need to be here whether your attorney has other things to take care of or not. You understand? All right. All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you the reset form.
My apologies, I'm sorry. Mr. Loudon.
Yes, Ms. Kell?
May I speak to the probation officer on Ms. Martinez?
All right.
I can call her if she needs me to.
Yes. Probation. Are you able to speak with the attorney by phone? Are you able to speak with an attorney by phone? She's on Zoom. Sure. All right. You want to tell me what the number is and I'll put it in the chat. Here. Your pen?
I'll be right.
for that.
No, no
Sorry about
problem.
that.
I'll be right.
Thank you. Thanks. Who's here? Mary Shepherd. Mary Shepherd.
Cornelius, he's out in the waiting area. He's in the waiting area. He has to be called.
Okay. Xavier Rodriguez. Yes. Well, where is Xavier Rodriguez?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
Where is he?
Oh, I didn't bring it up.
All right, we'll wait. till-
There's glasses.
All right, everyone, if you have someone who is in custody, you need to ask for your client to be brought out. Alejandro Black. All right. So where are we on,
Judge, I think what
the state is considering at this point is whether or not they're gonna waive their right to a jury trial on it. It looks like it's headed towards a trial, one way or the other.
Well, no, we were supposed to be here on an update on PTD acceptance.
So we got the answer. It wasn't quite what we wanted, so that's why we're now more talking about which type of trial. I know your plan today was to give a plea acceptance date.
Mhm.
That's gonna give, I think, Daniel some time to take a look at the case, decide which direction the state wants to take it and go from there.
Let me see what page he's on.
He's on page 3.
Thank you. All right, who's the prosecutor on Alejandro Black? All right. So I'm assuming he wasn't accepted for PTD?
We didn't apply, Your Honor.
That was me, but we did make a fee offer that he wanted to take it.
All right, so why are we setting dates for PTD acceptance then people don't want?
There,
PTD?
Judge, it was, the note one was clear. There was a question we had about the PTD program,
Mhm.
and we didn't like how that question came back is all. There
Okay.
was some ambiguity in it, and that's fine. We understand.
All right. So has an offer been tendered?
I don't believe so.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that was the offer.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a date for next week for a plea deadline date.
The 25th.
All right, we're gonna come back on August 25th. That will be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Otherwise, you'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset date.
Judge, just so you know, I'm preferentially set on a trial setting in a different court on that day.
Okay.
So, just letting you know.
All right, I appreciate it.
I'll keep you posted if I'm still in trial.
All right, thank you. Alejandro, I'm sorry, Alejandra Almazan. Yes.
Judge, it appears as if we've made up, so I'm gonna remain on the case. However, I'm gonna ask the court for a 30-day reset. This is our very first setting.
Mhm.
There's some additional discovery. I'm still trying to down the road. I've had conferred with the state. We've looked over the file. And they've given me a preliminary offer, which I think is just a little too harsh right now.
Okay.
And I would just like to have 30 days. And then I have one more single issue to take up with the court. On one of the conditions of the bond is house arrest, that she would like to be, asked the court if she could be allowed a partial to go out and seek employment
Have you conferred with the state on the
on the DWI.
GPS? Have you conferred with them?
No,
on
I have
that?
not on that.
All right, so speak with them on that. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Almazan for discovery?
The 20th.
You say September 20th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so September 20th will be your date and it will be for discovery. And
Yes.
then speak with the state on the GPS matter.
Okay, Judge, thank you.
And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
That's fine.
Who's here on Anthony Delgado?
I'm here on that, Your Honor, also. I think he's a failure to appear. I've not had any contact with Mr. Delgado since my appointment.
All right, let me see. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6319, State of Texas versus Anthony Delgado. Could I have parties for the record for the state?
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
Ed
For the
Garza,
defense.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. Ed Garza for Mr. Delgado.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:08 a.m. Anthony Delgado has not been in the courtroom. All right, and Deputy Laura is calling for Mr. Delgado outside the courtroom.
Formally following the procedure.
Yeah, Deputy Laura, is there an Anthony Delgado outside the courtroom?
No, Your Honor, he is not.
All right, defense, have you had contact with your client?
No, Your
Have you tried to make contact with your
Yes.
client? All right, state.
Yes, Judge, state would make a motion to forfeit his bond and ask the court to issue a warrant for his arrest.
All right, the court will grant that motion. The court will issue a bond forfeiture and remand your client without bond. If your client does make an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Honor.
All right, thank you.
And be excused as to that matter.
Yes. Xavier Rodriguez. All right, thank you. Donnell Ward. Renee, do you see Mr. Ward on the docket? Oh, yeah.
The first page.
All right, so what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, state entered an offer to us, and it's our first appearance, so we would like to have some time to consider that.
But we file it here.
Yes.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
I believe so, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson on Donnell Ward, can I have a 30-day reset for plea deadline date?
September 20th.
All right, so your plea deadline date is gonna be September 20th, Mr. Ward. What that means is you'll, on that date, you'll have to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. Do you understand? All right, if you decide not to accept the state's offer, then your plea deadline date will have expired. The court will only accept the plea offer. Otherwise, you have to plea open. Do you understand? Right. Ms. Kell?
Yes, Judge, I've spoken with the probation officer and with my client, and she's not refusing to enter the MyOff program. From what the probation officer is saying, they're wanting to continue her on probation, and she can do the MyOff program.
All right, State, have you had a chance to confer with probation on Ms. Kell's client, Ms. Martinez? All right, defense counsel is telling me that she's spoken to probation and probation wants to have her, I guess, interviewed for the MyOff program.
Huh?
You all see the file on Martinez?
He in jail?
Yeah, he's a person.
Yeah. I'll just leave it.
Okay, fine.
Oh, let me just see, just give me 1 second. All right, so the whole issue, Ms. Kale, is your client not wanting to participate.
And she's telling me, Judge, that she does want to participate. She's saying that she missed the DDFR meeting because she was eating and getting her commissary.
What?
She missed her DDFR meeting because she was eating or getting her commissary. And that's why she's claiming she missed the.
No. Because we've tried to have this done for her on different occasions. So if she doesn't want to do it, then, you know, we'll have a motion to revoke hearing. And she may be revoked if it's proven to be true, or she may not be revoked, but she has to engage and participate in the programs.
She's telling me that she wants to. I've spoken to her, but you can.
Okay. All right, probation. Do you want to give Ms. Martinez another chance to participate? All right, State.
Yes, sir.
Do you want to give Ms. Martinez another opportunity to participate in DDRF?
Yes, sir. Definitely. Willing to do.
Okay. All right, Ms. Martinez.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so Ms. Martinez, your motion to revoke, you are looking at potentially doing 8 years in the prison. So the question for you is, do you want to participate in the
8
programs
years
that
in
have been ordered,
8
or
years-
do you not want to participate?
I'm participating.
All right, so here's the thing. If you do not participate, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to get another motion to revoke, and we're not going to have this conversation again about your lack of participation. You understand?
Yes.
All right, so State, do you want to withdraw?
Yes, sir.
All right, so they'll withdraw, and probation, she's to remain in custody for her screening. All right, so the motion will be withdrawn. You're going to remain in custody to be interviewed. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you, Ms. Kell.
Thank you, Judge.
Ms. Kell, just 1 second. I'm gonna put something in the chat box for you.
Okay.
All right, probation, do you need to speak with Ms. Martinez? All right. All right, Norma, you can let them know L20 can go back. I'm gonna send you to a breakout room, and once you speak with her in the breakout room, then she will be excused from there and you're excused from the breakout room.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Justin Perry?
Judge, we're here on the first setting.
Where's Justin Perry?
In custody.
All right.
We conferred with the state. We're awaiting an offer. They'll get one to us. And that's kind of where we stand at the moment.
All right, do you have all the discovery?
There's an issue with some surveillance videos. We filed a preservation letter back at the time of the offense. I've not received anything from the state or from IHOP on surveillance.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset for discovery? All right, it's gonna be, just 1 second. We're gonna do September 20th.
September 20th.
And that'll be at 9 a.m. and it'll be for the discovery.
Very good.
All right, thank you. Mary Shepherd. Mary Shepherd.
Maybe go get.
Your Honor, Xavier Rodriguez is now.
All right, thank you. And can I see the file on Xavier Rodriguez? All right, Xavier Rodriguez. All right, what is happening on Mr. Rodriguez?
Your Honor, defense has given us times and video and officer body cam videos if you'd like us to review in order to see if we
See what was exactly said regarding a claim of retaliation.
and at the time of the report after. So we're gonna just take a quick look and like this.
All right, we'll just set it for rediscovery. And so we'll be back on September 20th for
Very good.
discovery.
Very
All
good.
right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. If we work something out, we'll let you know.
All right, thank you. Mary Shepherd.
Approach.
Yes.
Post with ribbon.
It's a red carpet for you.
All right,
So,
that, I appreciate that.
where's Miss Shepherd?
Well, that's a good question, Judge. As the court knows, I was court appointed to Ms. Shepherd very recently,
Mhm.
which was actually the
July 28th.
July 28th. Correct?
So we're August 18th.
Right, I mean, that's my first time meeting. So we're actually set for August the 30th. But we have some type of compliance hearing that I got notice on, which I wasn't expecting. And I don't know whether she was notified. But,
Well, she has a
My-
violation report. That's the
Right.
problem.
yeah, and Judge, what happened, I'm limited in terms of my knowledge because I give her my card. And I guess she'll give me in a couple of days. I don't have her on speed dial, that type of situation, Judge. So, I would like, Judge, if the court can give me, some additional time, see if I can locate it, because it was my understanding that the court sent notice to it. I didn't expect it.
Well, no, I mean, she does receive notice of settings through mail, but this is a violation report
Okay.
for her not reporting to pretrial services. She's on a PR bond. Another judge gave her PR bond. And according to the pretrial services report, they said they reached out to Haven for Hope. And she left that program on June 16th, and nobody has seen or heard of her since that time.
I think she may be in the secondary program. Judge, but she was here on July 28th, I believe. She was in court. Her signature is on the form. So, you know, aim for hope and those type of places. I don't know how their messaging systems, I don't know what if somebody hold the messages for them. They're aiming for hope. But I would just hope that the court would allow me additional time to get it.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this for next week?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what date?
I would prefer next Friday.
Not a Friday.
Okay. What about Thursday? I would say Tuesday. but-
I knew you were gonna talk about Tuesday.
But if I can get Thursday instead.
Sure.
Sure. Okay. All right, Judge.
So we'll be back on the 25th.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I was about to say that sometimes with had some bad experience. I want to be in myself. I have bad experience. I'm trying to money.
Oh, yeah, you just sit there and you just enjoy the ride.
Trying to get mud.
But you know what, if you take the 92, it's a nice long ride. It takes you all on Fredericksburg.
Oh, okay. I remember Eddie Murphy did a skit about the bus. Where he gets on the bus and everything is bad, so he put some makeup on himself and turned another grade. Then he went on the bus. Caviar.
I remember that episode. That was funny. Joe Contreras.
One person.
Yes.
Mr. Contreras and I have conferred, and I've conferred with Daniel. We've got an offer on this case. And Mr. Contreras would like some time to consider the options that have been put before him. This is the first setting.
Okay, do you have all the discovery?
I believe so, Judge.
All right, Mr. Contreras, this is a state jail felony. Ms. Ferguson, can I have this recalled for next week for a plea deadline date?
Yes, ma'am. The 25th.
All right, so we're gonna come back on August 25th. At that time, you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. All right, thank you. Brilliant. Guess who's starting to learn how to smile for the camera now? He's like, let me turn this way. Yep. Mom, my mom has. Yeah. So I know he's terrified. Yes.
You take out home counties.
On the son, I spoke to Marcus Judge. He's agreed to the partial on the DPS
Okay.
Monday through Friday, 8 to 5.
All right, it's just go right in.
Have a beach.
Have you already written it in?
No.
Okay, you need to write it in. What's your name?
Oh, okay. All right. I thought you
Yeah.
did that. Because I have a terrible handwriting.
Oh, gosh, you haven't seen my handwriting yet.
Contreras Rodriguez. This way.
Vidalia Salazar. With her.
I'm doing it. I'll run hell, I think.
She tried to bring me another one in the back, but hopefully she has.
Does that make sense?
I can't read your writing. So it's 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Friday. For employment reasons or to seek employment.
Okay, I thought she already had employment. She doesn't have employment?
Well, she's gonna see if she can get back there.
All right, so Mr. Sanders, on Miss Amazon,
Yes.
she doesn't have employment. She'll be seeking employment.
Yes.
Okay,
Then we may ask to modify further once she does, if she does. And I'll put that in the motion.
okay.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
May we be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, right hand behind me, it's like 5 degrees cooler than my speed in there. It's like the same.
It is hotter.
Hotter?
Yes. Like it's like.
No. That's what I'm saying. We did an offer. Okay. Oh, was it 7:45? I didn't know. Oh, yeah. It must be off because it looked like at the end of this night.
Hey, Nana. Did my client show up, Xavier Griffin?
I don't know.
No. Oh, my goodness.
Huh? What are you talking about? I don't think it's a car because there wasn't a car on this side of it. There was two. But it was like this car was when it was taken. There was like one car. Yeah, there wasn't a car on this side. Right. So it's not this car.
Well, I tried calling him. His phone's disconnected, so I guess he's just gonna be FTA. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning.
I was approached yesterday morning on a motion to appoint an expert. And you told me to come back on it, and I was in appointments all afternoon, so I wasn't able to come back in the afternoon, so I was reapproaching on it this morning.
You come back in like maybe 15 minutes.
I can do that.
All right, thank you so much. Thanks for your patience. Xavier Griffin?
Good morning, Your Honor. I don't know where he is. He had notice to be here from me. I called his phone right now, go straight to voicemail.
Okay. All right, court is calling 2022 CR 3796, 2022 CR 3797, State of Texas versus Xavier Griffin. Now parties announced for the record for the state,
Ryan Gerber for the state of Texas.
for the defense.
Adrian Pettis.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 10:40 a.m. Mr. Griffin has not announced in the courtroom.
I went outside, Your Honor, and nobody's out there.
All right. Defense, where's your client?
I don't know, Judge. I'll represent to the court. I gave him notice to be here as I habitually do by email. I emailed him previously about the court date, and I sent a reminder by email yesterday by the court date. And moments ago, I tried calling him and texting him, and it goes straight to voicemail. It appears his phone's disconnected.
All right, state.
Yes, Judge, state would make a motion for bond forfeiture and ask for you to issue a warrant.
All right, that'll be granted. Your client will be remanded without bond. If your client makes an appearance in the court, will reconsider.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Hotel. It's
For now, be back in 10 minutes.
Okay.
right, so is there a BF on this one? David Marino, I have him as a no-show for August 11th.
No, Your Honor, what had happened is that I had contacted Norma and let her know that it had been set for my vacation.
I see where it was recalled.
Yes, okay. So
Okay.
I was like, I came in beforehand. I have written email saying we were released from that date. And I did not inform the client. So he's probably like, what's going on?
Okay. All right, so where are we with regards to discovery?
In regards to discovery, as far as I'm aware, the state provided everything.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're missing any discovery at this point. We have also received an offer.
And then, Your Honors, the state's been contacting planning witnesses to see if there's an alternative option.
Okay. All right, can I have a 30-day reset, please? For a plea deadline date?
September 20th.
All right, so your plea deadline date is September 20th.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hey, Lorna, is there any other date besides September 20th?
You have to ask Judge.
Okay, because I'm like, this will be the third county I'm in that morning.
I can't move dates. You have to ask her.
I apologize. I am set in 2 other counties that morning, which makes it, this would be the third county, which I'm worried about. Logistics. Is there any way that I could change it to the 21st? Or
Could I see the file on her case, please?
I apologize.
We'll put it on September 22nd.
22nd. Perfect. Thank you so much, Your Honor. That will make sure I'm here on time.
All right, you're welcome.
Thanks. Sorry about that.
No
Okay.
problem.
You know, he's like Kia Embry said today with counsel, you know, decent about.
I don't know, but I'll keep looking.
Like hopefully it's one of these like screened out at once that I don't want to linger for too long because then they'll all get indicted. It's all prostitution.
I am looking for Kyle Simpson. This is intimidated. Okay, this is the board meeting for the 187th. Is there anybody that can come down for him? Tyler Embry? She's in jail. Yes.
Yes.
We are marking for continuance. I let Robert know. I've been trying to get him here, but he's not here yet. Because I wanted to try to bring it up before, so we can try to see what we're doing.
Thank you. Hello. Just need the one copy. Right. You can put Embry up there with the box. That's one constant.
Back injury exercise. I don't have to. Okay. So we talk for next week or something. You want to hold on to this? Give it a try.
If you have a copy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you want to be your file. Where's
Really? She's in custody, Judge.
Okay.
I think. Let me double check.
Yes, you need her up here?
Yes.
We do an order reset on it. We have a whole bunch of pre-indictment cases that.
No. I'm sorry.
No, on, yeah, she has a whole bunch of pre-indictment cases that I don't want to get indicted and look at their number and go, I was hoping he would come today because sometimes these cases are easier to resolve.
Okay.
Maybe next week.
All right. And did you have a chance to review this? It's a request for early termination.
Okay, I'll look at it and I'll bring it back.
Thank you. I'm gonna find out if he's available for
I didn't know.
tomorrow or either if he can zoom in with us.
In the system. I think that's going to. Isn't it revoked or something?
Oh, God, I don't know.
Or got him ready for whatever. Court. But I just wanted to check that and make sure. I just want to make sure.
Maybe they can be awesome.
Let me speak to him real quick.
Jacob, that's Steve. I am Jacob. I have to.
Any objection from early training on this one? It looks like he had the negative, a couple times he failed to submit, but I did see the one part where the officer said something about staying the course, but I mean, I think it's okay.
Okay.
You want me to write it on there or do you want me
No,
to,
no, I'll.
if you want to put it on there? Okay.
Thank you.
My representation. Yes. Okay, I just want to make sure. I was checking up. Thank you.
Oh, but is he able to do it by Zoom?
I don't think so.
If that's the counter offer, we might consider that, but I don't know. Is that like the sticking point of it?
No, it's not.
Okay.
You will take probation 4 times.
Well, it's a picture, so. Okay. We're looking for surveillance. Cars. So, yeah, just- get down there. After a picture of cops, it's like.
What's that? Yeah. Well, I can't do it without points. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Did you call this morning? Yes, I did. Let me, all right, everything's going fine. Let me go into the back.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Nice guy. No, well, that's why I give you that listening. Did you? Yes, go ahead. First row.
Right, and Commissioner Montoya? Yes, this is one of the community for the 187. I'm not going to grant him the Navitas, so it's just putting on the docket. But I think we're going to stop by the money. Yes, please. Thank you.
You printed out this copy 10 times. A lot of that people are ruining the trash. Oh. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of topics. I don't know if it's one here. On my
Morning, well, the bus gave will be a plea. Just waiting on them to do the paperwork. But reset the PSI because it's gonna be a drug court referral.
Okay. Do we need a PSI date for this one? For both of them? No. I just don't know which piece is missing. Yeah, no, okay. What?
I'll have something for you to do as soon as we get the paperwork together.
We're doing a plea.
I'm gonna actually work this out. I thought I was try something new. cast the characters. The last three. It's like official portrait. He's still that look in his eye, like sarcastic.
Like him.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to take this stupid picture. It's funny that Joe uses his campaign photo. That's exactly what that is. It's his campaign photo. And then, well, as much as I like Judge Hobig, you just can't make that man pretty. Just think it happen. He's raising hell in Medina County right now. Looking at you guys out there. Still as funny as ever. I had my air conditioner repaired a few weeks ago, and the guy who came, like, knew him, started telling me stories. They used to be neighbors, like way back in. And all about, like, he would always use his lawnmower. And it got to the point where he really didn't ask anymore. He just always using the lawnmower. I could hear the lawnmower fire up. You go out there, and there's Hobig. At the time, it's just Steve, you know, like mowing. And he's like, "Hey, Steve, you're a big time lawyer, right? Like, why don't you buy a lawnmower?" And his response was, "Why would I do that when you have a perfectly good one?" Just wait on me.
Oh, I know it's last week. This week. You know what? The only thing that came on our radar was some inmate. Charging that he had information on the stuff. Where's the body? But I have so much time, and I haven't had time to get on it, you know, and I know that the last time in police, so I don't know enough about stealth intelligence. Is it jury traffic? Is it jury traffic? Yeah, please see that. It's a 5 years. One is more consistent. She can't say the thing. So
So they appear to be success. I understand. And so Chris says that it's doesn't really you should talk to these two. So they can come this. Yeah, third person said any question like actually.
So, I know there's. All right.
All right, everyone, please be seated. And Ms. Levinstein, who's your client? I don't see the file on Hughes. All right, Maple Hughes. Come forward. All right, Mr. Who's the state on this case? On Hughes? Thank you. All right, where are we on discovery? What's going on here?
I think I've gotten all the discovery. I was just told by Mr. Villarreal that there is another video that I don't know if it's been uploaded to the e-discovery, but he says he's just gonna send it to me. So I haven't looked at that. But I did receive an offer and I've been talking with Mr. Maple and it's getting to the point where we really can't even communicate productively about this case. And I feel like it needs a different lawyer.
All right, Mr. Hughes, what is your issue?
This case is.
Well, no, I'm not talking about the facts of the case because I don't know the facts of the case. I'm talking about your communication with your attorney. I will tell you about this court. I require that everyone treats everyone with respect. I don't care what your occupation is. You can be a neurosurgeon, you can be the president, you can be the person who does the lawn or the person who delivers the grocery to the grocery store or an Uber driver. Everybody needs to be treated with respect. So my question to you is, what is your issue with your attorney and communication?
I just feel like I'm not able to provide her. I can't convince her that how.
Well, here's the thing. With regards to convincing people, sometimes what I've discovered in my short time on the planet, even though more of my life is behind me than in front of me, I still consider it a short time on the planet. Sometimes people don't want to hear truths. I call them home truths. Sometimes you have children, when you tell them you can't have candy for breakfast, they don't want to hear that. They want candy for breakfast, right? And sometimes when you have clients, and I've been a defense attorney, they don't want to hear what's in the police reports. They have their own idea of the way a case should be tried when really they're not in charge of strategy, their attorney is. And I know that some people think I can be an attorney. And my opinion on that is if you could be an attorney, then you would be an attorney. Your attorney went to school. She has a law degree and she went to school to be an attorney. And I do know that at a minimum, she has probably at least 7 to 8 years higher education to be an attorney. Because she at least has a bachelor's degree. And because she's here, we know she has a JD. And we also know she took the bar and she passed the bar, because otherwise she wouldn't be here. So again, what is your issue?
Okay, so my issue is it's probably going to be my inability to express to her that my cousin was killed in a double homicide. Matthew Lopez. The feds were involved.
All right, so here's my thing about that. I understand what you're saying. I sympathize with you. But you're charged with stalking.
Right.
And unless somebody was there at that stalking.
Well, just as a thing, my brother was killed right after he came home from prison. My belief is that he was.
Okay, no. Here's the thing about that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm sure your attorney would tell you not to speak to me about the facts or what you believe the facts of your case to be.
Right. Well, you said respect, so you cut me off twice.
Yeah, I am cutting you off because, and I'm cutting you off for your own benefit. Your attorney would not want you speaking to me about what you perceive the facts of the case to be. And let me just tell you why they probably don't want you speaking to me about the facts, because the state is here. The state is going to be putting on a case and prosecuting the case against you. And I don't think any attorney will want you telling me what your defense may be or what you believe the facts will be, because then the state will know that. Am I correct, Ms. Livingston?
Basically, what I'm saying is, I was not stalking, I was just trying to investigate. If I was threatened, if I was gonna be a threat of a threat, if I was threatened by the same thing that was, if my house got shot up, you know, so I was trying to figure out.
All right, Ms. Livingston. Do you want to continue to represent Mr. Hughes?
No, I think that he deserves an attorney that can, he feels like he can explain things to, and will represent him zealously. I don't think that I can do that.
All right, so Mr. Hughes, I'm going to allow Ms. Livingston to withdraw from your case. State, are you going to have any objections to that withdrawal?
No objection.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson.
Yes.
We're going to appoint a different attorney to Mr. Hughes. Mr. Hughes, we're going to have a different attorney appointed to you. Do you have an issue with that? All right, so if you'll take a seat in the box. Thank you. So I see Carl Alexander and President back to me. So Carl, if you will speak to Ms. Ferguson. Thank you. Yes. So are you available, Mr. Alexander?
Certainly, Judge. I'm working on a plea right now.
All right,
That's on your trial docket. We're gonna get taken care of. I'll introduce myself.
Okay.
Obviously, ask for a reset.
Yes. And Norma, can I have a 30-day reset on Mr. Hughes?
The 20th. September 20th.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Hughes, Mr. Alexander is going to be representing you. If you have issues with another attorney, you'll have to retain one. Do you understand? All right, the court is calling 2020 CR 6640, State of Texas versus Brandon Benavides. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? For the defense? And are you Mr. Benavides? Counsel, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case, and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Benavides, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, I'm showing you the true bill of indictment. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
No, Judge, we're gonna waive count one and proceed solely on count two.
And there's
Any
no
objection?
objection.
All right, Mr. Benavides, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand the state is proceeding on count two, which is possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case? Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Benavides, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that the defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, state is proceeding on count two. There's a $1,200 fine and the state recommends community supervision. Is there a number of years for punishment?
I believe it's.
Yeah.
2 years.
Yeah, it's 2 years. Your Honor.
Sorry about
that.
No problem.
And
All right.
it's probated, Judge. I
All right,
believe.
and you understand that punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the state jail facility?
No.
Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea bargain agreement.
Yes, Judge.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
No.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. State is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be a TAP evaluation, 120 hours of community service restitution, and a drug court evaluation. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offense in count two, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence to support the plea.
Yes, Judge. State would offer State's Exhibit number 1 and all attachments.
No objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Benavides, I'm showing you what's entitled waiving consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence State's Exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after viewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, just to follow the recommendation offered by the state of Texas.
Mr. Benavides, who is Eric Favala to you?
Nobody.
Well, I mean, you're in the car with him.
He was an old brother-in-law of mine,
He was what?
an old brother-in-law.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you have any children?
Yes, ma'am.
What are their ages?
I have a 7-year-old and a 2-year-old.
And where are they now?
with their parents or their other parents. Their mom,
Okay. Is Child Protective Services involved?
no,
All right. You have any gang affiliation? They're gonna do the research.
I'm in.
When's the last time you were employed?
Last time I was employed, probably 6 months ago.
What were you doing?
I was working at McDonald's.
And who are you living with?
My mother,
And what's your drug of choice?
honestly, I don't do any drugs.
All right. So if you don't do any drugs, then why are you going to felony drug court? And why did you have meth on you?
It wasn't mine, honestly, Your Honor. I mean, I can't lie, there's no point getting out of it, but it wasn't mine at the time, it was the passengers. But I was involved, I had it on me.
Okay. So why are you keeping a passenger's meth? And it's less than a gram. I've never heard of
And
people
I'm
keeping a less
stupid.
than a gram.
I'm stupid.
Hmm?
I'm stupid, that's all I mean. I made dumb choices.
Well, a lot, because the state is offering you regular probation, which tells me that there's prior criminal history. What's your prior criminal history?
I was aggravated for family violence.
Mhm. Against the mother of your children?
No, no.
Who was that again?
I was against my sister when I was 17.
No, that's not good. Why are you beating up your sister?
It was a reaction, honestly. She had started hitting me behind my head and I accidentally swung.
No, you didn't accidentally swing.
No, I did because my dad was there at the time and I don't like my dad at all. And my dad was right next to my sister whenever I had swung and I thought it was him.
How old are you?
I'm 25 right now.
All right, what's your mother's name?
Joanne,
Joanne what?
you don't want this?
How do you spell the last name?
BIROMENTES.
All right.
She's in the courtroom, Judge.
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
I think we're gonna stay, right?
Nothing from the state. From the
All right.
president.
This is what I'm gonna do. I'm sorry, how far did you go in school?
I graduated.
Okay. This is what the court is gonna do. The court is finding you guilty. The court is gonna sentence you to 2 years in the state jail facility, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,200 fine. That will be probated. 200 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not expecting anyone to get the COVID vaccination, but if you do, and it includes the booster, 40 of those hours will be waived. There's to be proof of employment within 20 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There is to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. I'm going to want a gang evaluation. There's to be no contact with Eric Favala, Favela. I'm going to want field visits 2 times per month. I'm going to want the UA hotline until further notice. And then after September 20th, 2022 at 5 p.m., the defendant is no longer allowed to live with his mother. And there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors until further notice. And I'm going to request parenting classes with compadre, e-compadre. And once those are completed, then the remaining of his community service hours will be waived. Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
No, Your Honor.
Your Honor, you said after September 20th, he is not, he cannot live with his mother.
No, he cannot.
Judge, his grandmother has leukemia, and the mother is taking care of her, and she needs his son to help the grandmother with that.
Well, I mean, I understand that, but he needs to support himself and he's not. Nobody's letting him be an adult. At some point in time, he should not be living with his mother. He needs to get his own place. He needs to learn how to financially support himself.
Understand, Judge. Can he be allowed visits to help the mother?
He can visit, but he can't live there.
Okay, as long as he can care for the grandmother, Judge.
Yeah, he can visit, but he can't live there. I mean, people gonna have to support themselves.
Understand, Judge.
All right, Mr. Benavides, I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
You may be excused.
Thank you.
Kia Embry. All right, if you can come up. Yes. All right, hello.
Hi, how
Hi.
are you?
All right, Miss Emery, your attorney is out ill, but he will be available on August 22nd. So we'll come back on the 22nd, but you'll be by Zoom, so it won't bring you to court. Your attorney will be appearing by Zoom, and so will you.
I can't like plead to this because there's a discrepancy on this. It says that there's 3 different charges and they were all one. Like when you get arrested for this, it was actually accepting a ride, not the prostitution charge, because it says sexual intercourse, yada, yada. No.
Okay.
But they write 3 separate tickets for one time and they brought me to jail 3 separate times for the same set of tickets. Does that make sense? So it's like looking like I did this over and over and over again. But I mean, is there any way I can plead to probation? Because I have a lot of stuff going on in life, like work. There's a move that's happened. I've been in there 50 days and this is a misdemeanor and I've got a $50 bond, well, a $500 bond with like a $50 bond, bail bondsman. And I've been reformed. I have I had a drug problem, but I'm sober now. I'm willing to do any stipulations that you need me to do, but is there any way that I can plead to this and get this worked out?
Well, I mean, we're gonna have to have your attorney here, and your attorney can only be here on Monday. And
This Monday coming up?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's not gonna be like, so you're gonna be back on the 22nd, so that's Monday. I know it seems like super long because it's the 22nd.
Yeah.
So we'll bring you back, we won't bring you to court on Monday, you'll be by Zoom.
Oh, okay, so I just have to go through the buildings to go. Okay, all right, okay. All right, that's better, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Norman, that's by Zoom. Yes,
Whenever you can.
yes,
I'll make it snappy. May I approach?
yes.
I have the court's file right here, Judge. Judge, it's, regarding the contested MTR for Monday at 2. Is there any way you could, one of the physicians that, or one of the therapists that was gonna call as a witness is not available, not coming back into town until like midday Monday. You want
We can do it by Zoom.
Yeah, would you be able to testify via Zoom? Because I
Is there any
wanna
way
say-
we could start on the 23rd? It's set for Monday, Judge.
Well, no, 23rd is our jury trial day. That's why, but we can accommodate your person by Zoom.
Okay.
Are you gonna have any objection to his expert opinion by Zoom?
No, Your Honor, what I was about to say was, I believe on Monday, the court did allow that we would be able to have witnesses via Zoom. I want to say that was.
Okay. One, they're gonna have a few witnesses, Judge, so this might be one, it's gonna be, I'm anticipating it to be a pretty long hearing.
Oh.
So
I'm here till 5
am I even,
and maybe longer.
okay.
We were here one day till 10.
I don't
I
think
think
we'll
the
go quite
latest
that long.
the latest I've done is 9 o'clock.
Okay.
I can't beat you there, Judge. Okay, well, we'll be ready on Monday afternoon.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Yes. Sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Norman.
You just have a seat. Your attorney will be talking to you.
Hello. And I know Mr. Curry is not here, so.
Yes, Judge, and I haven't officially filed it yet. I was gonna get it notarized. But I wanted to make the court aware that we have a witness who is sick with COVID. I'll let you read them.
So, defense,
Well, I can't really do anything without Mr.
I know.
Curry here.
but I'm just getting thoughts.
We'll object.
Well, I mean, would you object to him appearing by Zoom?
Well, by the breadth of the motion, it's gonna be the rest of their witnesses. by Zoom.
Well, it's just gonna, my understanding is this officer.
But they were all together in the officer room.
Yes,
waiting
Judge,
room.
so that officer tested positive, and I guess the secondary concern is that all of them were together in the waiting room, and so.
Well, have they tested?
I didn't tell them that he tested positive because I didn't think that was something I should be doing, so I don't know. But I mean,
Well, I mean, he should have called them. You would think he would call them and say, hey, you guys want to get tested? So, would you all have any objection to him appearing by Zoom?
So, yes.
Well, usually what ends up happening is then the reset is for 14 days, if that's the case. Which means this jury will be held over for 14 days if the court were to grant this motion for continue. Which it is a medical issue. It's not.
Is it under the guidelines right now, is it a 14 days or is it just 5 days?
There's no more, I don't think there's any more guidelines. It's all gone.
All right, I'll see you guys in the afternoon and I'll make a, yes.
yes,
Well, let me ask you this, is your witness suffering symptoms?
yes, Judge, he said that he was feeling ill, that's why they sent him home. And then he tested in the morning. I guess the reason I was trying to approach before I understand Mr. Curry's in here is that I have the other officers and they're all gonna be in that small room again, and so I didn't want to have them all be here if the court.
Well, are you able to call the other officers? Or
As-
do you need to call this officer first and the other officers follow?
I think what he's getting at is they all may be positive.
Yeah, but we don't know that.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to.
Get it, Judge, but I don't know, like, we know the guy like is thick enough to where he was displaying symptoms enough for them to send him home, so it's not just like a regular carrier, which we all could be. And because they were in that room for hours, I think that they're at a higher risk of having COVID. I understand they haven't tested positive yet, but I don't
So
want COVID.
they need to go forth and test. Like either, I mean, I would think somebody would want to know.
Yeah, but I don't think that I should be telling them that, hey, this guy has COVID.
No, he should be telling them. Like, I will tell you, if I test positive for COVID, I'm gonna tell everybody that I've been in contact with, because I don't want them going forth and infecting other people. So let's assume that he never tells anybody. Then I don't know anything about those other officers, then why can't they come in and testify? It appears that nobody wants to tell the other two about this contact. So what that means is, and I'm just thinking logically, is, well, they probably have it because they were in contact with him, but we don't know the answer to that because nobody wants to tell them that they need to be tested. Is everybody following what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, Judge, but then I guess I'm more concerned with us than what they're doing. And I don't want to.
I think what the
spread it
judge is
amongst
being
us.
really polite of saying is this, if I may, Judge, call that cop and say, call the other cops and tell them to go get tested. You don't have to tell that cop he needs to do that.
knows what he needs to do.
Yeah, because I mean, otherwise, there's no reason for those other people not to appear. We're just having them out in the wind, never been tested. I mean, do I want to get COVID? No. Brenda, you want to get COVID? But
Put your glass up.
I don't think anybody does. So, yeah. So far, then those other two officers will come in if everybody want to keep it a secret that, and I know you feel like it's not your place, but they'd have to come in.
Okay.
Or we'll put a shield up for you.
I'll have him here, Judge.
That'll work.
It's got a hole right where they speak.
Right, and then we'll,
You go set up over there.
and then I'll look into what the guidelines are because I don't know the new guidelines for positives.
Judge, reporting is ordered.
All right, who's your client?
It's Mr. Lawrence, James Lawrence. There was he's a DWI case and he got arrested again. You got a notice. I just showed it to the state. And the state and I are in process or at least negotiations to do a plea on both cases.
All right, well, get the plea rather because he's here on the violation report.
That's correct.
All right.
So what did you want to do? I mean, I'm bringing him in if you want to put him in custody. I just,
Well, if you guys are working on a plea, work your plea out. And that
Yeah.
may take care of the violation report. If not, we need to hear the violation report.
okay, well, I can bring him in right now and if you want to talk to him about that.
Here's the thing. Are you all working out an agreement? If you're working out an agreement, then work out that agreement. If not, then we're going to hear the violation report. So what's happening?
We have been negotiating. We don't even have an agreement.
Mhm.
And I can't tell you we're gonna reach one today.
And your client was supposed to be here at 9.
I was out of county. I was in a district court.
No, I mean, I know you were out of county, but your client was supposed to be here at 9.
Okay, do you want? me
So
to-
he was not here.
Right, you want me to bring him in right now?
Oh, yeah, he needs to be in right now and he's gonna enjoy the back offices because he's not here.
Okay,
It's 11:47 a.m.
yes, ma'am, I'll give him a try.
Oh, wait a minute. He's not even on courthouse grounds.
No, he's,
Let me see the file on Mr. Lawrence. Court is calling 2022 CR 1102, State of Texas versus James Lawrence. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state, for the defense?
George Sharman on behalf of the
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:48 a.m. The defendant has not appeared in the courtroom. Where's your client, Mr. Sharman?
I believe he's at home and he's waiting for a call from me because I had represented to the court that I had a previous engagement in district court in New Braunfels. And I just got to my office 5 minutes ago from New Braunfels and I can have him here.
All right.
10 minutes or so.
All right, Deputy Laura, can you call and see if Mr. James Lawrence is in the hallway? All right, state.
Your Honor, the state moves for a bond forfeiture until the notice be for the defendant.
All right, that will be granted. And your client will be remanded without bond. If he makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
That's what I'm saying.
Judge May, Ms. Hayden and I approach on off docket.
Just one moment. All right, that's a yeah. All right, yes.
Judge, Mr. Foley had asked me about scheduling for Jessica Briones, and I mentioned to him that you had that conference.
I'm sorry, just give me 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Carl has a case. It's everything.
I turned in my paperwork, yes, ma'am. My client's in the gallery.
All right, so are you okay to do that? Okay. So we'll, I know you guys are in line. Let me take care of this plea first so that I can let Brenda leave.
He does need to be sworn in.
Okay. Oh, all right, well, if he needs to be sworn in, Brianna, if you guys can bring me the court's file.
Sorry, Judge.
Brianna, if you guys can bring me the court's file.
You should have it, Judge.
I do. Okay. All right, yes.
Judge, I was speaking with Mr. Foley about scheduling, and I mentioned how you had the judicial conference the week after this is set. Neither one of us anticipates that this case will be able to wrap up in a week.
Yes.
And he was in the courthouse today, so we just wanted to talk to you about scheduling.
All right. So I really would like to do scheduling when your client is here.
Oh, okay.
So if you can get her here before the 30th, that's fine. And we can discuss scheduling. But otherwise, we'll just talk about it on the 30th.
We have a setting, I think, for Monday, Judge, but I just figured we could short circuit it, but that's fine.
Okay, yes, because I always like them to be on notice.
Understood.
All right. But yes, I will be at the conference and I anticipated that this would probably go longer than just that 1 week.
So, so Judge, just for planning purposes for our part, do you anticipate that it will be reset to a later date sometime this fall?
Yes, I anticipate that. Well, what I anticipate is that it's not going on August 30th. It's not going on August 30th. Because I will be at the judicial conference from September 6th through September 9th. And I'm sure both of you all are anticipating this case going past that. And I don't like to have jurors sitting and say, hey, come back in 2 weeks or whatever. So we will figure things out on the 30th, but you can counsel your witnesses. You can counsel your witnesses and we'll come up with a date. How long do you all expect?
I mean, I think this one, just looking at the other trials we've had in here, it's gonna have more witnesses than those cases. So I would anticipate it could be a 2-week trial.
Okay. And that includes with whatever the defense is presenting?
I need a day, Judge.
Okay.
Maybe a day and a half. However, on that topic, I'm trying to coordinate an out-of-state expert to fly in. Well, either to fly in or to arrange to do it by Zoom if that.
Well, I mean, it would depend on if the state would have any objections. So you all discuss whether or not some people would have any objections to their experts or whoever it may be by Zoom. And of course, if you all come in with agreement that a specific expert needs to be by Zoom, then the court will go along with that. But both parties would have to agree on that.
Yeah, and my first answer would be, I don't think we'd be willing to let someone testify over Zoom.
Okay, all right, just confirm.
And then I guess the other question that I have, Judge, is how do I go about getting him here in terms of arrangements for.
All right, well, let's discuss all that when your client is present and we'll make it happen.
Okay.
All right,
Thanks,
thank you.
Judge.
Thanks. Court is calling 2022 CR 3337, State of Texas versus Rodolfo Del Bosque. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar from the state of Texas.
for the defense?
Carl Alexander for Mr. Del Bosque.
And Mr. Foley, if you, yes. And are you Mr. Del Bosque? All right, defense, I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor, I signed off that the state has complied with 3914 to the best of their ability. The only reason why I say that is because there was some purged videos, which the state did try to find, but are unrecoverable.
And so defense, are you prepared to proceed today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Del Bosque, do you understand that there were some videos that were purged?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you still wish to continue with this plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Del Bosque, I'm showing you what's entitled application for community supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you what's entitled true bill of indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Del Bosque, I'm going to show you what's entitled court admonishments, the defendant's waivers and affidavit of admonitions. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of possession of a controlled substance penalty group 1 gram to 4 grams? That's a third-degree felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses to this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Del Bosque, has anyone threatened you, forced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial, showing you the plea bargain page. Did you review that page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea bargaining agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. They will take in consideration 2022 CR 3338. There's a restitution of $104 to Bexar County for drug testing. Did you understand that to be the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea bargaining agreement?
It is, Your Honor, except the fine was to be probated.
And Your Honor, it was to be probated.
State, is that the plea bargain agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
It is probated. Thank you. And you put it in there, Daniel.
Okay, making sure.
All right.
Wait a minute.
And I wrote it in there too, so it's down there twice. All right, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there been any such motions?
They have not been heard yet.
Next, I'm showing you outside the plea bargain agreement. The state is requesting that your community supervision be for a term of 5 years. There'll be a TAP evaluation, 100 hours of community service restitution, and a referral to felony drug court. Did you understand those are recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Into the offense as charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Yes, Your Honor. State moves to admit what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
I went over Stacy's exhibit 1 with Mr. Del Bosque, Judge, and we have no objections.
Mr. Del Bosque, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call them the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Judge, we're actually asking to be reset for PSI, so the evaluations can get fine.
Yeah, evaluation for,
Drug court, as well as his TAP evaluation.
all right, do you have any objection? Because I can refer him to felony drug court without it being previously. Sure.
Yes, he needs to finish his contract.
All right, what's the date for a PSI on Mr. Del Bosque? Okay, all right, we'll come back on September 29th. Do you have any witnesses?
No.
All right, so we'll be on September 29th at 9 a.m. Thank you. You're welcome. Oh, and probation, it's on Mr. Del Bosque. It's going to be a referral to felony drug court. And TAP evaluation and PSI. Oh, no, you're excused. Thanks. Oh, all right, Garza?
Yes.
Yes.
Approach.
Yes.
How are you?
All right, how's it going?
Good, good. I am pending discovery of a video that was taken, it's listed on the police report. And
Okay, so there's a line,
there's a what?
a line. A line.
A
I knew.
Get back.
Oh, you called me.
Well, now-
Boundaries, you're gonna sit behind there.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm like. All right.
I actually have an inner ear infection right now and I feel like I'm underwater.
Oh, my gosh, I always feel that way. Rolando Garza,
Yeah, he's
where's he?
in the back.
All right, you didn't have him brought out?
We have them downstairs, Judge.
All right, that's okay. Then. All right, so what video is missing?
Video is a dash cam video taken by a private citizen. And they have her information and it doesn't appear to be in the discovery that I've received so far.
Yeah, and Judge, it's been requested. This case has a lot of discovery. This is an 18-page discovery index case. So we're following up to try to track that down.
Okay. All right, can I have a 30-day reset on Garza, please?
September 20th.
All right, September 20th.
September 20th?
Yes.
Got it.
And Deputy Laura, can you let Mr. Garza know we'll bring him back on the 20th? All right, the court is at recess.